you will have to invest in terminals to import. The logistics will change totally because in regulation, usually your logistics costs are covered by formulas. You have no optimization. So you have players will tend to go step by step. But when I I worked a lot in Mexico. The regulation gave a lot of opportunity, but it's a lot of risk as well. When you look at Puma, again, it's public information, or other players in Africa improved logistics since they improved logistics a lot. So make margins, make more money by changing the way product is distributed compared to regulated place where you had one place with everybody importing and then trucking across the entire country.
Okay.
But I don't know the Moroccan market. I don't know if everything is centralized. Let me give you an example. Mexico, Pemex had 5 refineries, and some refineries were trucking from the north of Mexico to Yucatan. And it's much cheaper to bring a ship from US Gulf Coast to Yucatan. So once with the regulation, price stays the same, but the one who got the terminal in Yucatan and can ship product is making huge margins.
Okay.
I cannot say if some region of Morocco has no terminals and if one player can build a terminal and bring cheaper product from Italy, for example, then some regions would be under distribution company will make more margins.
Yeah. Okay, so it becomes a much more sort of complex market to understand when it's deregulated because you can have different profitability in different areas.
Yes, let me give you another example. Zambia has one refinery. When it was running very well, all the product was coming from this refinery. Players were buying at the refinery, trucking, going to the retail network, margin was set, everybody was happy. Refinery, no investment in the refinery. It was you needed to import, and then you start to import from Dar es Salaam, from South Africa, and from Mozambique, and you play the prices when the refinery is on, when it's off, and if you are professional, and usually traders like this kind of environment, that's where you can play arbitrage, even with trucks.
Yeah. It sounds a lot like Morocco, because Morocco had a refinery where the local supply came from, but the quality was bad and they couldn't get the sulfur levels right. And so in 2015, when the market was deregulated, at the same time they closed the refinery, and now all of the players can import.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're making much more money because they don't have this kind of umbrella from the refinery, which was inefficient. So they're bringing it in cheaper and taking that refining margin.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at other examples of where that happens, so for example, you just explained in Zambia or in Mexico, is there precedent that the regulators get upset with the oil marketing companies making so much money and they force them to bring prices down, or has that just not happened?
Yes, it happened in Africa, in various countries, when the crude went from 100 to 30. And you had also the crisis on the other commodities like copper. The second example of Zambia. Zambia, the price at the retail station was, and is still in kwacha, and it's set by the government based on the US dollar price. So it's import parity, and you have a premium, and you make a margin, but it's all about calculation. You can import cheaper than what the government thinks. It depends if the refinery runs or not. That's what I told you. You can play with that. But when the crude went from mainly when the kwacha went from 5 to 12, even I think 3 or 4 to 12 in less than a year, because of the crisis of the country. You could not increase the retail station price by 3. It would have created a revolution in the country. So the government blocked the prices in kwacha. So importers